everybody, and welcome to the Bond Bulletin. And judging from this slightly Cuban setting and the lovely woman you see next to me, we are in No Time to Die territory again. And today I have the pleasure of speaking to Cuban singer Jennifer Almeida, who played the Cuban party singer at the SPECTRE party in No Time to Die. Buenas noches, Jennifer. Welcome.
Buenas noches. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. And you are actually from Cuba, and the scene in No Time to Die plays in Cuba. We will get to No Time to Die in a short time, but first we want to get to know you a bit better. So when people speak about Cuba, and when we think of Cuba, you immediately think of rhythm and dance, and it is said that Cubans have music in their blood. And you started pretty early to get interested in music and singing, and even wrote a script for a concert when you were very young. Can you take us through your musical beginnings and influences?
I started singing in a choir when I was 7 years old. When I was 8, I started performing musical theater. There is a company called La Colmenita, which means the hives. And after that, I started studying classical music. I was 9 years old. I started with singing choral singing, sorry. After that, I continued a bachelor as a choral conductor. And then I went to the University of Art and I studied orchestral conducting. And I remember the first time I feel like attracted to singer or to a music was listen to Michael Jackson. I remember very clearly.
Why did you go for conducting? Some people would say that's unusual, conducting an orchestra. Yes. Can you actually conduct an orchestra?
Yes, I can. I have a degree. I studied for 5 years. And before that, I studied 9 years classical music, because it's not only moving your hands, it's all the topics, all the acknowledgement you need to know about the music and how it works. And I haven't conducted until 2012, so maybe if I have to do it tomorrow, I will suck. I was supposed to do it. So it's a good question, because I always wanted to be a singer and an actress since I was a little girl. But then when you start studying and you discover there's a whole world in art, you started feeling interested in other things. And I was good at choral conducting, and everybody started choosing a career and in the University of Art. And I was like, I don't want to do that, but okay. I thought by that time I wasn't a good enough singer, and I really wasn't. So I said, okay, I'm good at choral conducting, so I will do the orchestral conducting. And it was like the simple choice. And after that, I said to myself 3 years after that, what are you doing with your life? This is not what you want to do. Just look for a good teacher, study your instrument, because it's not a gift from the heaven. Many people think it's just like a gift from heaven, and it's not necessarily like this. And in my case, I just study my voice and I recover it, and I become the singer I wanted to be.
And in between releasing your first album and the Bachelor of Music that you got, you made a jump onto Cuban television screens for the morning show Buenos Dias of Cuban television. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how you got that job, how you got into television, and what influence you had on that show? It was for kids, I believe. It was a kids program.
Yes. Buenos Dias means good morning. It's a magazine. So they had this section for children, like Good Morning America. I don't know if you know that show. It's very similar. So I was in charge of the script, and also the content and the hosting and acting the show. Uh, so I used to grab some story from very good writers, and I make some adaptations. And also we play with the kids. We teach them things like how to paint, how to do origami. We also teach them, not teach them, but we had a section for the deaf community with the sign language. Was really beautiful. So I did that for 8 years, and the way I got that job was really lucky, as I was lucky when I get into No Time to Die. Was very crazy. It was very casual. I was just promoting my project Estrellitas. I had this choir, children choir, and I was promoting them on television. And I just told the director, hey, if you need someone for the children section, I have a lot of ideas. And I didn't have any ideas. I don't know why I told her that. And it turns out they need someone. It was like, I can't believe it. You need me, and I'm telling you that. And it was like that. I started, and then I did it well, and people liked it. And I stayed for 8 years since I moved to Spain. Because if I hadn't left Cuba, sorry the grammar, maybe I still do the show. You know.
So you moved because of music, because you wanted to
I
do
moved
music?
because of my I moved because of my family.
Okay.
Because everybody left the country, and I was alone, and I wasn't able to travel, and I wanted to know the world, and I wanted to try new things, and I didn't want it to be alone. So I just take the chance and make the adventure, and I'm still in it.
That's good. And a part of your adventure, of course, of your musical journey is your first studio album that you released in 2013 called Ofrenda. And I listened to it on Spotify since you gave me the link. And what I thought, it was a fantastic blend of different music styles, also heavily influenced by your Cuban roots, but it has pop elements and jazz crossover with classical music, which is logical from what you just told us. And of course, this unmistakable Cuban rhythm. There is one song that goes over 7 minutes. That is my favorite, by the way.
Thank you.
Put the link in the description so that people can listen to it and buy the album. Can you tell us a bit about the creative process behind your songs when you're working on an album?
Well, there's many different ways to approach to music. Sometimes I start with the lyrics. In that case, it was a contest, and we need to set poems into music. So we had this specific poems they want for us to put music. But when it comes to my lyrics, sometimes I just write the lyrics and then the melody, sometimes vice versa. And I used to play the piano, some chords. I try to look for good harmony because I'm a big fan of jazz. I enjoyed a lot live jazz concerts, and I respect a lot this genre. I never know how to say that word. Género.
Genre, yeah.
This one.
It's the French influence.
It's hard for me to say that word. So I just sit in the piano and start looking for harmonies, and sometimes it starts like that.
Okay. And since there is a lot of Cuban rhythm in your songs, how important is it that your music channels that it stays true to your Cuban roots? Is that always the case, or would you also explore into a totally different area?
Yeah, actually, I don't think about that when I am making music. I think it comes naturally because it's part of what you are. I don't like labels, and I had problems in the past, and maybe in the present, but at least about that, because people needs to know what they're hearing too. Now the industry is changing, but we need to know what kind of genre you do. We need to know who are you. And I am so many things. I have so many influence. I love American music. I love rock. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so connected to rock, and it's nothing to do with Cuban music. And I feel there's a lot of genius doing Cuban music so great that sometimes I don't have that much to offer because they do it better than me. But even when I'm not trying to defend my country, my flag with my music, in my voice, the way I sing, sorry, the way I sing, you can hear is from Cuba. You can hear it's Latin, and we have a tone, we have a way to put the voice. It's from our country, and that's beautiful. You don't need to force it. It's naturally.
Absolutely, which goes back to what I said in the beginning. That's what we who are not from Cuba connect with Cuba, that it just has this distinct sound in the voices and in the music. You hear that. What do you like most about your native Cuba?
The art. The art. Mm-hmm. We respect art. We live art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
truly.
Everywhere. If you go through the streets of Havana, art is everywhere. I haven't been there myself, but I've seen a lot of pictures in the build up to No Time to Die when it was filmed, to evaluate if they recreated the Cuban set in a way that it is actually true to the original, and they did a very good job. But we come to that in a moment. I wanted to ride on that musical wave a bit longer. You've also become a YouTuber, and I've looked at your channel. It's some exciting content and some really great songs. One of my all-time favorites, River Deep, Mountain High, which of course is jazz or rock, however you want to see it, by Tina Turner. Who would you say are your musical heroes? Who do you look up to?
Many of them. Okay, I will start with my country, and then I will go around the globe. From my country, I love the oldies like Benny More. Omar Portuondo is active, and you know her from Buena Vista Social Club. All these beautiful ladies, they sang bolero and feeling. Elena Burke, Olga Guillot. There's so many good singers with a particular Cuban style. The new generation of singers, they are doing a good job. But like influences on me, the bolero. There was a time I was obsessed about boleros. I had a huge collection of CDs. I'm saying in Spanish, CDs. And for me, one of the biggest influences is Queen, Freddie Mercury. I love him, for me the most. And you see, my music is very different, and it's variety. He was like that. He did it what he wanted to do. He hate labels. He was free, and I feel that influences me. Also, Sting. I love Sting. Alejandro Sanz is from Spain. I don't know if you know him. He's a genius. And he's active as well. He just released an album. And I think that kind of approach to music it has influenced me a lot. Also, I love Tina. Tina inspired me in a way beyond the music. What she achieved at the age she accomplished it, and in the era she did it, so she's so huge. Rock bands, I told you I love rock and roll. I love jazz, and I respect it a lot. I listen to a lot of classical music because I love music, and for me it's so much to enjoy that I cannot choose. I love Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Yeva, Joseph Stone from England. Those are the artists I listen to.
It's a colorful mix, just like Cuba.
Yeah.
And music is one of your passions, listening to it and making it, but acting is also something that has interested you in the past. Did you ever actively try to go into the film business to pursue an acting career?
Okay, to the film industry.
Mhm.
Not really. I haven't tried that that hard. I need to be honest. It's true, in Cuba, I made a couple of TV series. Actually, I was the lead character in one of them. In the other one, I had a how do you say in English? Like secondary character. Like when you are not the main character, you are the
Yeah,
I
the
forgot the
secondary.
name.
Yeah. Mhm. Or
Secondary.
a
Huh? Mhm.
supporting character. Mhm.
Supporting, this one,
Mhm.
supporting character.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I also participate in other series, but in one chapter. And the same here in Spain. But I focus more on music when I left Cuba, and I don't have any agent, so it's harder. But I need to be honest with myself and don't blame the industry, because I haven't tried that much to be an actress here. Now I'm kind of more interested in, because I feel now I could do a good job as an actress, because now I am more mature. I know better myself inside, not in an external way. So now I will start looking for an agent. But it actually surprised me a lot, because I've never dreamed about being in a Hollywood movie. I know my part was really small, very modest, but it is in a huge movie, and I never dream about that. And it happened, and it was like a gift.
Yeah.
So
Which brings
thanks to the
us
life.
to the subject we're here for today, and that everybody is
Yeah.
yearning for. 2019, the filming of the 25th Bond film, No Time to Die, after almost a 60-year history, and the closure of the Daniel Craig era of Bond films. And the film features an action sequence that takes place in Cuba. However, instead of the real deal, they decided to replicate a lavishly decorated set in Pinewood Studios, the home of Bond. And on the stage of the Spectre party, we can see and hear you singing Dónde Estabas Tu? How did
¿Dónde
you get
estabas?
Dónde Estabas? It's written wrong. Somebody write me a proper script, people. It can't be that hard.
It's funny, because
It's probably
I'm
me.
making lots. I'm making a lot of mistakes with my English, and you just say one word in Spanish, and I'm like, "Estabas."
Yeah. Okay. I'll correct it right now in case I have to see it again. So now it's better. Okay. You make the English mistakes. I make the Spanish mistakes. Okay. How did you end up in No Time to Die? How did you get the part in that film? What do you have to do?
I was very lucky, and I'm repeating that, and people will think I am a very lucky person. No, I'm not, because I have wished for many things in my life, and they always say no to me. And I've been through many rejection that really hurt me. But sometimes you don't dream about something, and it happens, because that's life. And in that case, this a good story. Carrie wanted a band, but it was an idea, a last minute idea, because this scene was the last one they shoot. So they were out of budget. So when he said, "I want a live band," producer were like, "No, we don't have money for that, because it will be like 20 persons more." So for them, it wasn't that good idea, but he sticks with his idea. They told me that I wasn't there by that time. So they called a person in London, and she is from Spain. So she was in charge to put together all the dancers you see in the scene, the band, and they were looking as crazy for a singer. And Rene Portuondo is the director of the band, and he was the one who made the transcription, because Dan Romer wanted the original score you can hear on YouTube for the Buena Vista Social Club. I mentioned it before, Omar Portuondo, and the version we did, it's exactly the same from Omara and Buena Vista Social Club. So this Rene, he said, we need a Cuban singer, because if you bring someone from another country, it won't sound like it's from Cuba. We were speaking about that before. So they couldn't find anybody because it was like this. They need me for tomorrow. And they start looking, they start asking musicians. And a friend of mine gave my number. They called me, and she called me, this girl, in the between, and she said, but she didn't tell me what I was going to do. She just told me it was for film, but I thought it was something like low budget film, like independiente, like independiente.
Independent film, yeah. Yeah.
So she said, like, you need to sing this song. I didn't know that song. Even when the first person I think that sang that song is Benny Moré. And I love Benny Moré, and I have lots of his CDs here, but I didn't know that song. So I say, hey, I need to learn this song. I need to put on a dress, to make up, and to take a video. No, you have to do it right now, because they're going into the room, they're going to discuss, and they have to decide right now. And I was like, ah! So it was like this, it was crazy. So they have the discussion, and finally they approve it, but I didn't know for what. And when I have everything, and they bought me the ticket, plane, and everything, they told me it was James Bond, and it was like, that's huge. It was like this.
Yeah, it's indeed huge. And you recorded the song "Dónde Estabas Tu" in Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles once recorded. And Dan Romer, as you said, he produced the song, the version you hear in the film. How was it to be at Abbey Road Studios and record with these talented musicians? And was Dan Romer actually there when you recorded it?
Yeah, okay. He was. And he was really nice, kind, respectful, like close to us. And he produced it, but also Rene produced it. And we had freedom to do what we do, because he knows it was music from our country, and he gave us total freedom to do what we want. Anyway, that was written in the score. There were that much to add, but he's amazing, and all the time he was like, he told me like, I am over the moon with the way you sound, and I was like, oh my God. Because he, in that studio, the mic is so good that you can actually hear your voice. I've never had that feeling in my life, because, you know, I have a classical training, so I have a very sensitive hearing, listening, and I always have the feeling that the mic changes your voice. And when I start singing, and I listened to my real voice, the way I heard myself inside, it was like a wow, that's why this is expensive. And the engineer, when I heard the mix on the Pinewood studio, when they put it in the big speakers, everybody were like, is that you? I thought you were an extra. I thought you were lip syncing. Is that you? And I went, no, it's my voice, but it's like the mixing is so good, so clean. For me, that part in the Abbey Road studio was the best. And I regret to be so disciplined person, because I wanted to do more photos, more videos, but they don't allow it. So I have just a few photos and no videos. And then I walk around all the rooms, and I saw the big room for the orchestra, and you see the names of the people that record in that place. My heroes recorded in that place. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like so excited, and at the same time I was so calm, like, we belong here, these places, the studios, the musician belongs to that places, because we create in that places. It's like two different feelings at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Toma uno. Bone 25.
What you just saw was a clip from the rehearsal of Jennifer and these talented musicians performing Donde Estabas Tu. This was before the actual recording in Abbey Road Studios, and I think it's a great insight behind the scenes of how such a song is made, produced, and now the actual day of filming in Pinewood Studios on this lavish set of the El Nido Bar. Can you take us through this day when this was filmed?
Yes, actually, it was filmed in 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
4 days for one scene. So it was from 7 in the morning till 7 p.m. if my memory doesn't fail. So we woke up like 4 in the morning because we need to be on the Pinewood studio previous the time we started shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hard part for a musician to be awake at 4 in the morning.
I can imagine,
and
yeah.
It was so cold because it was October, November of 2019. And we were playing in Cuba, so it's supposed to be hot, and we were so cold. It was so cold. Actually, I wasn't supposed to be on the set all day long. We were supposed to be in a kind of carpa. Well, anyway, but for that, I wasn't disciplined, and I got into the set because I wanted to see everything. So I started talking with the camera guys. I talked with a guy with the IMAX, and he said to me how much it cost, the camera, and how it works, and how it's that expensive. And then you can see in the big screen why, because the quality of the shooting is so amazing. And I made friends with the guys of the Spectres. They are really good guys.
Mm-hmm.
They play the bad guys, but they are so nice. They like a lot the song, and we start talking about Cuba, and we keep in touch till today. And sometimes we need to wait a lot because they shoot every single detail from many different angles, and it takes a lot to build up a scene to start shooting or filming. And it's more waiting than doing, because when we need to sing and we need to do the acting, it's not the whole day. You're waiting, and then you are repeating and then you repeat again, but maybe you are not in the take, but you need to be doing something. And they give us these little headphones, wireless. We put it in here, and we cannot hear it in the big speaker all the time, because that's the way they edited the song. Actually, the song in the movie is not exactly the same we record in Abbey Road Studio, what Dan Romer did, because they changed after Dan Romer. They start working with Hans Zimmer, and Hans Zimmer changed his vision, because he wanted the vision more like more authentically from Cuba. But then in the film, they put it some beat, from some pop beat when you are going into the bar, and they cut the song and they change pieces. Sometimes some parts wasn't in the right position of if you compare with the original. And as a result, it's this kind of video clip. For me, the way they did it is such a huge information, too much information in the dialogue, plus the music, plus all the characters that are appearing, plus all the 200 extras we had there. 200.
Wow.
4 days. And people from different ethnicities, they wanted to be a very inclusive party, and at the same time very classy, glamorous, and which is not that related to Cuba, because we are not very into glamour. We are more like fun. And it was an experience. It was really an experience. I don't know if you want me to tell you something particular that you want to know.
Well, did you speak to any of the main cast? Did you get a chance to meet Daniel Craig or Ana de Armas or the producers, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson?
I knew one producer, but I don't know if he's like the one is as huge as Barbara. I'm a very clueless person, as you can see. And I speak to him, but I don't remember his name. He was old. But I got to meet Anna because we had friends in common. Her best friend was with me in the Colmenita. I told you at the beginning of this interview, in the same company. Actually, she's still there. And we had other couple of friends that we share, but I didn't know her from Cuba. So I introduced myself and I say, I'm a friend of these friends of yours. And she was so kind and so sweet. I was like, oh, that's so exciting that Cuban is singing here. And you know these people. I'm so excited. That's amazing. And we just chat like a couple of minutes, and she just go to her set because you know they are in their trails and they come do their things and then they just go. So everybody's like in their positions, but I got lucky enough to talk to her that couple of minutes. Daniel, it wasn't around at the beginning, but you know, we are in a stage when we are singing and playing. We are on a stage, and people are down on the floor dancing, and it's a really huge studio. And this is the stairs where SPECTRE start going down to kill everybody. So we were separated from Daniel, but once, like in the first day, he approached to the stage and he started looking at all the musicians and all the instruments. And he was like, hi, guys. And we're like, hi. And that was all. He just say hi and start looking at us. And we were doing our thing. That was all. And Kerry, he had an assistant who is the one who organized everything. He kind of explained him what he wants. And there's that guy, and he was really efficient. He say, blah, blah, you do this, you do that. No. And Carrie say, action, only action. But once he wanted a take from the back when the song, when he say, my James Bond, rum, and the music stop, it's a flash scene from the back. You see my hair like this, and it's like dark, and a light over Daniel, and he looks up. So that flash take, Carrie came to the stage, and he directed us directly. He speak to us directly, and he say what he wants. And it was funny because I got nervous, and I was with one shoe on. And when he came to us, I forgot I just had one shoe on, and I was walking like this with only one shoe, just because I didn't want for him to waste his time. You know, he was coming to us, and he couldn't wait for me to put a shoe on. So I walked like a zombie towards him, and he looked at me like, what happened with that girl? Put your shoe on. I don't know. It was funny. So like, Jennifer, why do you do that? Why?
Yeah, that's it must have been an amazing experience. And what I always hear from many actors that I've spoken to when they worked on a Bond production, it's always that it's very controlled, a very controlled environment. Everybody knows their, as you said, their positions and what they have to do, and it's on time and on point. But it's an overly friendly atmosphere. Everybody is friendly towards each other. There is no stress and no fighting like on other film sets. And many of them cherish exactly that. You were right. I looked at the scene before our interview, and the music has changed because of the switch of Dan Romer and Hans Zimmer. It is much more pop now, and and in the beginning of the song, it doesn't sound really female. You only hear that when the camera approaches the stage and Bond is more in the center of this room, nearer to the stage. Then you can hear the actual your voice.
Yeah, but before that, there's a small dialogue of Anna that I am in the back. So it's too much information. Sometimes my friend said, but I couldn't listen to you. I couldn't watch you, but you need to look at the screen very carefully because it's many things happening. And if you pay attention to one thing, you will miss older things is happening. So there's a moment that you can hear like a verse of my voice on the beneath, and then there's this moment you are telling that it's like take and plano y contraplano. Oh my God. Okay, you see James Bond, and then you see me in the back. This the guy with the eye, and I am with the red dress, and that's the moment that you can actually say, this is Jen.
Yeah. Was it your own dress, or did the costume department supply you with the dress?
I tried to keep that dress for myself, but they didn't allow me. No, it's not my. But I met the costume designer. She's huge as well, and she had like 3 options for me, 3 or 4, and I said I love the red dress, and it fit me the most, because the other ones was like big for me. And I said to her that I liked it, but I didn't know her opinion. At the end, I need to wear what she wants, and she said, "Yeah, I liked it too," and I was like, "Yay!" And I'm really glad with my choice because it's long sleeve, and it was really cold, even when with long sleeve and with blanket and with heat on the studio, it was cold. I was like, oh, good choice.
So it's not the glamorous as the scene is. It's not as glamorous when you know that it's really cold when the actors and talents are doing their scenes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So and the set in which this was filmed, what do you think personally? How well did the filmmakers capture the essence of Cuba in this set and in the film in general?
Yeah, our first impression, we were trying to put on the map which place could be this one in Cuba. Is in the Santiago de Cuba. And we were trying to look for a place. I've been 4 times in Santiago. There's not such a place like this one in Santiago, as far as I know. But the set when Ana de Armas, when Paloma meets Bond, it's so well recreated. We call that kind of bars like bodega. So we don't have Coca-Cola in Cuba. That's not like this. She's like drinking, I think it's Coca-Cola, no? But anyway, where she's waiting him is so believable. Is that a word?
Yeah,
it's so rare.
Yeah.
And the scenes on the street, the details of the words written on the walls, and the cables on the street, and the police is like this. These details in the set, the exterior sets, was really real. That was a good job. The party, it could be any place. Like, I couldn't say. Maybe it's like the Spanish style that we heritage from in Cuba. We have these big yards, and there's the fountain. I remember there's a building in Havana. It calls the Palace of the General Captains, and it's kind of like that. This big palace with a fountain and these stairs, but I think they take inspirations and they recreate it as the way they needed for the sets, for the stunts, for the huge party it was going to be.
Yeah. Certainly, a set needs to be functional, but also without compromising anything of the design. And
Exactly.
from what I learned and read about the set design, like the chairs and everything, it was upholstered, and they took particular attention to details, what is actually on the walls when there is a mural or something. So they had reference photos from somewhere, and I think it was particularly well done, and not the only Bond film that is actually set in Cuba. Die Another Day was also set in Cuba, in Havana. Yeah. Have you seen any other Bond films?
GoldenEye.
You've become a fan, haven't you? You told me earlier.
I become a fan now. I will follow now because I'm curious. They killed my main. Oh, it's not my main. I mean, they killed the hero, and I was like crying. I was like, how could you kill him now?
Yeah.
And now I need to know what is going to happen, because I watched GoldenEye many years ago, many times on television, and also the Tina song. And I also love the Sam Smith song because I love this guy, the way he sings, and this arrangement they did with an orchestra that was nice. But from now on, I need to know what is going to happen with James Bond.
That's good, and that's actually the funny thing, because when we met the first time we met, this is a story to tell for the ages. You ended up in one of my live streams on the 17th of December last year, 2021, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and suddenly you wrote, "Hi, this is Jen. I'm the Cuban singer from the SPECTRE party in No Time to Die," and I was like trying to focus on the technology here to keep everything running, and suddenly I saw that, and Yannick was reading it, and I was like double checking, and I thought, oh, okay. How did she end up in the live stream? That's really good. And that's, I think, when I said, let's do an interview soon. So people, that's why we're here.
Because I follow you.
Yeah, you do. I follow you too now. That's good. So 2 YouTubers.
I am subscribed
really
to
fantastic.
your channel.
Yes, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
But I subscribed to your channel when I started looking for the making of, and your video pumped to in my feed, and I liked your voice, the tone of your voice as well. And you know why? Because I was trying to find, there was a man on the set, and he were making making a making of, but I've never found it after that. And he made me an interview, and he took some picture of me, and I was looking for that, and I don't remember his name. Oh my God, I need an agent that take care of that things. And I was looking for that. I have something in my eye. I was looking for that, and I found your channel.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't the guy, though. It was probably
you wasn't the guy.
Stills photographer or somebody who was doing the official making of that ended up on the Blu-ray or something. Although I haven't seen that one yet.
I have the Blu-ray here. There's no. Okay.
I haven't even opened it.
And it's like this, but
yeah.
Okay, I tried to watch it, but my computer doesn't recognize it. So
okay.
I don't know if there's a making of here. I need to find a way to check it, but I don't know what happened with that guy. Yeah. I don't know. So that's the way I end up in your channel, and I subscribe and I watch a lot of your content, because you was the only that was doing that job, and I liked it. And that night I was on YouTube, and I was on live, and I just texted, because you know why? There's many people asking in forum, in Facebook, what is Dónde Estabas Tu? Because they didn't include it in the soundtrack, and I was so sad. And he didn't put my name. I was like, how could you? And because it's not original music, and since they switched the composer and a lot of things change, they didn't take care for this detail about the singer. Since
But this,
I'm not a huge singer, so they can just cut me off. But there's people asking, what's the name of the song? Because they couldn't find it in the Hans Zimmer soundtrack CD. It's not in YouTube, it's not in Spotify. So they were looking for the song. And I was like, people need to know that we especially recorded it for the movie. It was Carrie idea. It was done from there. It's my voice. It's the voice play live. It's not some actor doing like this. And I was very sad that they didn't recognize that on the screen or in IMDb. I tried to include it as well, but they say I don't have enough evidence. I was like, watch the screen, please. Watch
it's plain to see. What more evidence do you need? Oh.
I tried to do it like 3 times, but it didn't work. I need to try
it's IMDb.
again.
It's IMDb.
Always the composer needs to be on the credits. Actually, it is Dónde Estabas Tu? Written by Ernesto Duarte, which is Ernesto Duarte is the same composer of ¿Cómo fue? No sé decirte cómo fue. I don't know if you know that song. Benny Moré sang it as well. It's a beautiful song. So it's like ¿Dónde estabas tú? Ernesto Duarte, but it doesn't say anything about René. It doesn't say anything about me. It doesn't say anything about Abbey Road. They didn't mention Abbey Road, record in Abbey Road studio. And I assumed they gonna do that. For me, I didn't even think about it because I thought all the movies did that, but it seems it's not that important in this case. It's a huge movie, so many details, so many credits. We got sad.
But so many big films have a long and huge list of musical numbers, and they are always very detailed. I don't know why they didn't include that in the credits. A performed by credit that should have been done. Maybe it was because the switch of Dan Romer and Hans Zimmer, maybe there was something, I don't know. Many years from now, this story will probably see the light of day, because now that we've spoken about it, some fan who is a music expert of 007, because we have a lot of experts on various subjects, will dig into that and ask somebody who worked on the production, why wasn't your name included with that song?
Please do that for me, because I was really sad. I cried. I cried. It's true. I was so disappointed. And because for me, it will be also a good credit to see my name. Screen that. And because I was expecting people look for my name on social media and find myself and find my music. But it never happened, because if people cannot see my name, they don't know who am I. So it was kind of, my plan was completely destroyed, but by that detail, because as you said before, Americans are so detailed with the credits. They are English, I know, but that I assume they will write everything. Actually, they didn't put the name of the extra. If you watch carefully, and American movies always, girl with a dog, agent who walks, the girl in the red dress, they always put all the names of the extra, and they didn't in the credits. I was like, what?
Because it would add 200 names to their list. But I mean, if you list all the stunt performers, I mean, be honest, people. Who reads all of these names and who reads the cast list if you want to find something? So I tend to go more for the cast list if I want to find somebody. And absolutely, some people in the whole Bond history have not been included in the credits, whether at the beginning and the titles or at the end, which in many cases is a shame. So every music expert out there, Bond music experts, try to find out why there was no credit for Jennifer, and you would make her very happy. Maybe they add it later. maybe the IMDb will finally add it if they have enough evidence from the side of the producers or something. It should be done. Absolutely. Yeah.
I really hope so.
Yeah. We were speaking about the title songs before. You said you liked the Sam Smith songs, Writings on the Wall, very much. You have also released a Latin cover version of No Time to Die. Here is a little clip for you to see. It's on YouTube. The link will be in the description.
Was I stupid to love you? Was I reckless to help? Was it obvious to everybody else that I'd fallen for a lie? You were never on my side. Fool me once, fool me twice. Are you there for paradise? Now you'll never see me cry. There's just no time to die.
Do you have a favorite Bond title song?
I don't know all of them. I just remember these two because it particularly captivate me. I'm a fan of Tina, so I will like her. And I remember when that song of Sam Smith came out, was released, I liked it a lot. With Billie Eilish, I liked it, but it wasn't that that captivating as Sam. But I have to admit, in the way they put the song with the credits, in the exact moment they put it, it's very, very well done. And when you hear her voice on the big screen with all this work of art designed, it was a really, really beautiful experience. But sorry, I don't know all the songs. I just know these three and I like them. If I have to choose one of these three, I think Sam Smith.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice composition. And the Daniel Craig title songs, a lot of people had problems with them. Sam Smith, many said his voice is too high and it sounds childish.
Yeah.
They said the same about Billie Eilish, that her voice was too dramatic. And but the more I listen to these songs, I really like the orchestration of Writings on the Wall. It is a fantastic orchestration. So is No Time to Die with the piano sending us into the song, this haunting piano. And then I'm a big fan of Billie Eilish. So why would I not like that song? So and she has been through a lot in her life and is this amazing talent. Not just a magnet for the youth because she's famous, but she has really been through a lot of personal turmoils. And there's a good documentary on her. I think it was on Netflix. And I appreciated her work much more after that.
Okay.
And
I will look for that documentary.
Absolutely. Everybody should see that. It's really great.
I think the song No Time to Die by Billie, it really makes sense with the movie. When you watch the movie, you understand the song. It's really relative one to another. And the way that there's a part, I think is the interludio before the second verse, that the orchestra takes the this moment. It's really, it's like a wave of emotions inside of you. And the end of this movie is really sad. It's really blue and destroy you inside. And that's the meaning of the Billie Eilish word, when you are like very blue inside and everything is like internal, very small and warm. And I think it was a good choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just a marketing choice. Often people say it is a marketing choice to use this performer, but they have always gone for, I would say, 50-50. 50% marketing. Tina Turner was a very big name in the 90s, and she was almost thinking about stopping her musical career, which went on for, I think, 10 or 15 more years. But it was also a song fitting for the film. It was dramatic. It was a little bit dark, and the whole film, GoldenEye, was rather dark. And so I think with No Time to Die, it was the right choice marketing-wise, but also, as you say, fitting for the theme of the film, which is very important. And not all films, well, how many films do have a main title sequence with a film and the animation, as you said, done by Daniel Kleinman? It's only the Bond films where this is known from, and a lot of films copy it.
And I need to defend my dearest Sam Smith, who said that his voice was childish. No, come on. He has a great mixed voice, but he did it in a way girls did it. I'm a vocal coach. When I found my voice, I became a vocal coach because that's life. So Sam Smith has the falsetto, but also have the mixed voice for musical theater. Actually, he's trained in musical theater. And he also have the chest voice, and he just move into one another and blend these different colors of his voice, and he resonates in different part of his body. He's really talented. Okay, we have our taste, we have our likes and dislikes, and that's very personal, and that's very respectable.
Yeah.
But he's a very good singer, very good singer. I love him.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. I'm absolutely in line with you there. Currently, you are in Barcelona, right? And you are.
I just came back from Madrid.
But
okay. I just came back from Barcelona, and I am in Madrid.
Okay. But are you still on the stage in Barcelona for The Bodyguard, the musical about Whitney Houston?
We finished the third part of the tour. We were 2 months in Barcelona. Now we have a couple of weeks in Madrid, but it's we are resting. Then we're going to start touring from many cities in Spain. We're going to be in Cartagena, and we're going to be in País Vasco, in Mallorca. We're going to perform 5 weeks in Madrid by the end of April. And we hope we continue till summer and beyond.
Yep. And it's a musical version of the 1992 film, The Bodyguard, with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. And now it gets really funny because I'm trying to pronounce the Spanish title of it. It's called El Guardaespaldas. Is that correct?
Very good.
Something like that. I'm learning. What part are you playing in the musical, and why do you think Whitney Houston's music is so captivating that they made The Bodyguard into a musical?
Okay, yes, it's the same version. It's a version from Broadway about this movie, and it's really, really very similar to the movie. And it has all the music by Whitney. I'm playing Whitney, actually. I say I don't play Whitney because Whitney is the only one. She's unreplaceable. She is like, you can never be like Whitney. So I said we're playing Rachel Marron. So my role in the company is called cover. It means that I do some of the functions, but there is a titular, which is the one you see in the big chapter announcement and publicity. So I also cover other character, which is Nikki, the sister, the Rachel Marron sister. And in the movie, she is her agent. And in the play, the same, but she also sings, and it's also Whitney's songs. So I'm singing Whitney's songs, which I've never thought about it before, because I had such a huge respect for that woman. For me, it's like a goddess. For me, it's untouchable. It's like, okay, I won't even try to sing your songs because no one will do it like you. That was me before.
Yeah.
And life is really challenging because I was trying for many years to accomplish a goal and a dream, which was be in a musical of Broadway or a production of Broadway, but here in Spain. And they always say no to me. I mentioned about the rejection before in this interview. And I've never dreamed about being in Hollywood, but I dream about being in a musical. And it never happened. And when it happened, it was with Whitney. And I was like, oh my God, why? So sometimes you need to prioritize some things over other. I couldn't say no. I just need to work a lot in the songs, and I'm still doing it, trying to get better and better and better, and trying to do the best of me, never compared to Whitney, just trying to do from myself what I can give to the character, to the play, and I'm hoping people like it.
Yeah. And it's not about copying, is it? It's about sharing the music of Whitney Houston, honoring the music of Whitney Houston. I think that is much more what the audience likes and appreciates.
If you take a look at the score of Run to You, which was written especially for the movie, it has a musical theater vibe. It's the kind of melody you write for a musical, like Defying Gravity, for example. There's a song on Kinky Boots that Lola sings, and you can see in the score Whitney Houston vibes, something like that. And it starts like like a share my life. The way it's developed, the melody is so musical vibe. In the case of Run to You, One Moment in Time, All at Once is a very from a musical vibe, and it all makes sense with the story.
Yeah, Run to You is a fantastic song. Like I did it once. Think I ruined it, like I ruined most songs. I like to. That's one of my hobbies: ruining songs that once were great. Now, I sing as a passion, but mainly I do it at home. Sometimes I put stuff of it online for my Facebook followers and whatever, but just when I feel that everything is right, so that it sounds good and there is not one note wrong, I think I can sing pretty well, but it's not enough for a stage because I have terrible stage fright. Going on a stage for whatever. I've sang on a stage, I've sang on weddings and whatever. I've sang Meatloaf, for Christ's sake. God bless his soul. He just passed away. And I remembered that, singing I Would Do Anything for Love. And that is something to sing that at a friend's wedding. There's a lot you have to put into that, but it's not enough to go professional. I would never do that. No.
Well,
maybe
you train, it's everything about training, and you can become, you can do whatever you want, but people need to know that you need to work on it. It's not like a fairy tale that the genius will come from a lamp or your fairy grandmother. No. You need to work on it, and you will get better. You need to practice. It's like a sport. You need to train every day, and you have the training part, which is more physical, more technical, and then you have the intellectual part, and then you have the emotional part. And when you put all this together, you will feel confident with yourself, and the technique is the one who will make you feel secure with when you know that you have the dominio, the control of the technique, you know you cannot fail, because you cannot trust your feeling, you cannot trust your thoughts, but you can trust technique.
Mm-hmm.
And when you
Okay.
trust technique, all your stage frighten goes
Mm-hmm.
away.
Stage fright. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. I have it whatever I do. If I host something, or the first 3 seconds are hell, and then I think, oh God, most of the time there are a lot of lights, so I don't see the audience, and that really helps me. But after 30 seconds, all is gone, and you're in show mode. I don't know what weird things are going on in my body then, but yeah.
But we always get nervous, or the artist will tell you that we always get nervous, sometimes more than another. But there's also this feeling that it's and at the same time it's the one who puts you in front of the audience, like it's like a impulse.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe in the coming years we will meet somewhere on the stage. I don't know. What are your plans for the coming years? Bond 26, maybe?
would be great if they put my name on the credits.
Only you have to put that in the contract. Only if you put my name in the credits, I come back.
There was a person in the between. I need to negotiate directly with them. So since the COVID arrived to our lives without anybody ask for that, I started making no plans, because in my head everything was everything makes sense, but then life do what she or he it wants. So I will keep on with my YouTube channel, because it's something I own, and now we have a community. My artistic name is Jen Al, so I call my followers Geniales, because being genial in Spanish is being like a genius. You are genial. So I made this kind of play this game with the words, and now this is a good moment for the channel to continue. It's like your own TV. YouTube actually was the sense of the platform in their beginnings. So I will continue with that. I plan to make a new album. It takes me a long time. I haven't filled the right song yet, but I will someday. Because I compose a lot of songs. I would like to write for older singers, for other artists, and keep going with the musical theater, maybe doing some TV series, or maybe doing some musical cinema. Would be great doing some musical cinema.
Absolutely.
And let's see what happens, because when I don't pursue with anxiety, and don't pursue with the stress, the things happens. But when I'm I want this, doesn't happen. In my case, people have other stories, but in my case it's like this, like I need to be calm. I have these intentions, and let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good closing argument, actually, to not cling to things that one hopes will happen, but try to make them happen through training and being good at what you do. That goes for us YouTubers, as well as for all the Bond fans out there who are writing books, for example, or doing their own films. There are so many content creators who fill the time between films, which is so important, and especially in a pandemic that we are still in, where many people are at home, and some of them, or many of them, are very alone. And I think we keep the flag flying of James Bond through get-togethers like ours today. And thank you very much for being here with us tonight. It shed a new light on a scene in No Time to Die that everybody loves very much. So I'm pretty sure we'll be closely following you on YouTube and on Spotify. I can only recommend the album OFRENDA to everybody. It's a great listen. You find the link in the description.
You also have some singles. In Spotify you can find the how do you call this? Okay, the streaming platform. In all of them, iTunes, Amazon, and everything, you have this No Time to Die Cuban version, which is really interesting, I think. And also you have a couple of singles with a fresh vibe of Latin urban pop. But I think what I'm going to do in the future will be completely different. So, but just take a look and see what you people like. And I also write English songs, but since it's not my native language, so I don't sing that often. But I love American music, so let's see. I'm really, really glad doing this with you. I'm really grateful you having me, and whenever you want, it was a pleasure, truly.
Absolutely. Same here. And I hope you, everybody out there, enjoyed it as much as I did. As I said, follow Jen wherever you can. She's really a great performer and talented artist. I surely will be following you a lot. And maybe we see each other again and talk more about Bond when you caught up with all the other 23 films that are still missing in your repertoire. And we will probably be seeing a lot of you, since you join a lot of groups and you are watching a lot of YouTube. So I'm pretty sure we will be seeing more of you in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Jennifer, thank you very much. All the best to Spain, and to all my viewers. Have a good night, good day, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jennifer.